Welcome back to the David67 Celtic News YouTube channel, second video of the day. This one going to be a wee update on the Celtic women's team who had their first game of 2024 after their winter break over Christmas and New Year. They were playing Ayr in the Scottish Women's FA Cup, Celtic starting their defence of the cup they won last season against Rangers in the final. Celtic's women's team had a very impressive 7-0 win over Ayr, 2 goals in the first half and 5 after half time. Very convincing performance by the Celtic women's side, who currently are being managed by caretaker manager David Haley. No mention of a permanent manager coming in, although I'm sure Celtic would want to get that new manager in to replace Fan Alonso as soon as possible, certainly in time for the very important Women's League Cup semi-final against Rangers on the 19th, which I'm hoping to go and watch live in Airdrie. So, Celtic set up in their usual 3-5-2. Kelly Clark kept on the bench. She's our usual captain, but Caitlin Hayes deputising, ably supported by Chloe Craig. Celtic had the bulk of their usual first team players out. Amy Gallacher leading the attack with Jenny Smith, Colette Cavanagh, Natalie Ross, Paula Partido, and Shen Mengyu in midfield, and a few of the younger players in and around the squad as well. And also excellent to see Lucy Ashworth-Clifford back on the bench for Celtic, having had a wee bit over a year out through a nasty anterior cruciate knee ligament injury. However, great to see her as an unused sub on the bench. Celtic opened the scoring with a great goal by Natalie Ross, lovely cross in from Shen at the edge of the box, and a very clever spinning, turning shot on the turn for Natalie Ross to put Celtic 1 up after 6 minutes. Shortly after, Amy Gallacher, a wonderful free kick from the edge of the box, putting Celtic 2-0 up after 15 minutes. Celtic had several good chances in the first half to extend their lead. A couple of near things from Amy Gallacher, Jenny Smith, and the Ayr goalkeeper actually had a good game overall, although she was very much at fault for letting in Colette Cavanagh's goal from the edge of the box, which was Celtic's 5th of the day. However, she did make in the second half really excellent point-blank save from Jenny Smith, and also a very good save to stop Natalie Ross scoring her hat-trick late on in the match. Celtic up to the speed, up to the play in the second half, and overwhelmed Ayr's all-out defence tactics. Second half goals coming from Amy Gallacher scoring her second, Natalie Ross very cleverly sliding in at the back post for a finish from the 6-yard box. And as I was saying, excellent finish by Shen Mengyu from a nice long shot, beating the Ayr goalkeeper, and probably the best goal of the day from Sydney Cummings, who came on as a sub for Maria McInerney. Sydney Cummings, very clever chip shot from distance, which was her first goal for Celtic following her transfer. At the end of the summer transfer window a few months ago, Sydney Cummings is a Guyanese women's international. Spent a couple of seasons before in the American soccer leagues, and is primarily a defender but can move forward into midfield, and has had a few games in the back three for Celtic, and also has had a spell out injured for Celtic, and so it was great to see her getting back on the pitch, coming on as a late sub for Maria McInerney, and great to see her scoring her first Celtic goal. At this time, the draw for the fourth round hasn't been completed, but should be completed later on today. No real shocks looking through the various results from the other ties yesterday. And so hopefully Celtic can avoid the big two of Glasgow City and Rangers in the next round and move forward in their defence of the Scottish Women's Cup. Next game for Celtic will be in the league against Montrose at the weekend, and then the following Friday will be the big game against Rangers in the Scottish Women's League Cup semi, which will be at the Excelsior Stadium in Airdrie. As I mentioned, I'm hoping to be able to go and watch that game live, assuming that tickets are easily available. Usually I would pop in the goal highlights, but as yet the only two sources of the goals and the game highlights are the Celtic FC official YouTube channel and a member of the crowd who filmed the game on her own camera, and so I have been unable to pop in any highlight reels from those two because Celtic FC's YouTube channel doesn't share their video highlights with other channels, which is disappointing. As after all, we're all Celtic fans, and I'm hardly a rival to Celtic FC YouTube channel. But they did get upset when I used a few clips from their highlights package, and so have avoided since then using any of their highlights. But there is a good 7-8 minute video on Celtic FC YouTube channel that gives all the goals, a lot of the good chances, all with commentary also as well. And so I do recommend watching that on the Celtic FC YouTube channel. I do think it's actually quite important to cover, where I can, the women's team, to go with the coverage of the men's team. And I do note from a lot of the comments, particularly from the new subscribers, quite a lot of you actually do follow the women's team, and there are no real other channels other than the Celtic FC YouTube channel that really does give any kind of update or news on the women's team. And so I will be carrying on doing that for the ongoing future, or likely usually on a weekly basis, and do hope in a couple of weeks' time to be able to put in a few highlights of my own if I can successfully get the video camera to work at the game against Rangers and some other Celtic women's matches in the future. So thanks for listening, thanks for watching. If there are any new subscribers out there who've enjoyed this video, do please click that subscribe button, click the like button also as well. Any comments, as always, always delighted to see those, as long as they're polite and respectful. And so for today, a goodbye and hail, hail.